I've seen it happen a lot. You scroll through glossy product photos, read the hype about cinematic experience and instant setup, and then you end up with a dim image that barely fills the wall, a projector that needs a whole foot of clearance, and a stack of adapters you never asked for. That gap between what the listing promises and what you actually get is why I wanted to break down the LG PH450UG short-throw LED projector before anyone spends hard-earned cash on it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the thing that draws most people to the PH450UG is the ultra short-throw design. You can sit just a foot away from the screen or wall and still get a 100-inch image. In a small apartment or a bedroom where you can't afford a dedicated projector mount, that's a genuine convenience. I tested the setup by placing the unit on a low coffee table, angled it toward a matte white wall, and the image filled the whole surface without any keystone correction. That immediate big screen feel is exactly what the marketing promises, and it holds up in real life. The next big selling point is the wireless screen share feature. LG says it works with Android OS devices and Intel Wi-Fi-compatible laptops, and that's true enough for casual streaming. I paired my Android phone and a recent Windows laptop, and within a few seconds the home screen mirrored perfectly. There was no lag when I opened a YouTube video, and the audio streamed through the projector's built-in speakers without any noticeable delay. For anyone who wants to toss a phone-sized device onto a coffee table and start a movie, the convenience factor is real. However, the built-in speakers are modest. They're fine for a quick Netflix binge in a quiet room, but if you're hoping for a true home theater sound experience, you'll still need a separate sound system. Now let's talk about the light output. LG rates the PH450UG at 450 lumens. In the projector world, that's on the low side, especially if you plan to watch in a room with any ambient light. I tried it in a living room with the curtains half drawn, and the whites looked a bit washed out, while the blacks struggled to stay truly black. In a darkened bedroom, the same image looked crisp, the colors were vivid, and the 100-inch picture felt immersive. So the practical strength here is the projector's efficiency in a controlled lighting environment. The weakness is obvious. If your space can't be darkened, you'll notice the lack of punch. Power consumption is another practical angle. The unit pulls about 55 watts, which is modest for an LED projector and means the heat it generates is barely noticeable. That translates to a quieter operation. You won't be distracted by a loud fan while you're watching a thriller. The LED light source also comes with a 30,000-hour lamp life claim. In theory, that's years of use without needing a bulb replacement, and because LEDs don't degrade as quickly as traditional lamps, the brightness stays consistent for a long time. Real-world owners have reported that the lamp stays bright even after several years of nightly use, which is a solid value proposition if you're looking at a device you'll keep for a while. Who should consider this projector? If you live in a small space, want a quick, cable-free way to project movies or slides, and can control the lighting, the LG PH450UG fits nicely. It's also a decent choice for kids' rooms or a home office where you occasionally need a larger display for presentations without hauling a bulky screen. The short throw distance means you don't have to worry about tripping over a long cable or finding a ceiling mount. The wireless screen share works well for Android tablets and laptops that support YD, making it handy for teachers or remote workers who need to share a screen on the fly. On the flip side, if you're an avid gamer who needs low input lag, or a cinephile who expects bright, punchy images even with the lights on, this model will feel underpowered. The 450 lumen rating means you'll be fighting the ambient light in most living rooms, and the built-in audio won't satisfy anyone looking for a surround sound experience. Also, the projector doesn't support HDR, so the color depth stays within a standard dynamic range, fine for everyday streaming but not the cutting-edge visual fidelity some newer models boast. One hidden trade-off I discovered is the reliance on a perfectly flat, matte surface. Because the projector is so close to the wall, any texture or slight sheen can cause hotspots or uneven brightness. A cheap poster board or a glossy paint finish will introduce glare that the projector can't compensate for. Investing in a proper projector screen, even a budget-friendly pull-down fabric, makes a noticeable difference in image uniformity. It's a small extra cost, but it's worth mentioning because many first-time buyers assume the wall alone will do the job. Another practical concern is the connectivity options beyond wireless. The unit includes an HDMI port, but you'll need a decent